You're listening to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes, the podcast where whiskey, cigars, and beard products aren't just a hobby, they're a lifestyle. Hosted by Adam, Paul, and Jerry, three guys with real experience, full beards, and even fuller glasses. Each episode serves up thoughtful tastings, laid-back cigar talk, and honest takes on beard gear and beyond. From top-shelf pours to everyday essentials, this is the place where conversations flow as smooth as the whiskey. So, pour a glass, light one up, and enjoy the ride. This is Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes.
Welcome to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. I'm Adam.
And I'm Paul.
And I'm Jerry.
Today we've got some really awesome guests. We'll get to that in just a second. We've got some of their products as well. We alluded to who they might be over the past 2 weeks. We've had their products on last week and the week before. We're going to be trying one of their specific products with several different drinks. Paul, Jerry, and I all have different things. So you get to hear me drink a drink that I don't normally drink. I already hate it. I took a sip and it's still gross. I don't like it. So anyway, without further ado, I want to introduce you to our new friends from Haze Gray Cigars. How are you guys doing?
Good. How you guys doing? How you doing?
Doing great. I got to say, I'm newly lit here, so I'm definitely still in the first third. I'm already enjoying the hell out of this cigar. We're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to need you guys to pronounce it, all those good things. Yeah, definitely. I got nothing on the pronunciation there. Yeah, so we always like to start with how you started. Can you give us a little background history on yourselves and the company?
Yeah. Thanks for having us. We're really appreciative of you guys giving us the opportunity to come on and tell our story and talk about some of our cigars. But I started smoking cigars in '96 when I joined the Navy. Right after boot camp, hit the fleet and started getting into to smoking cigars. But it wasn't until about 3 years ago or so that I really started taking a really deep dive into cigars. Had my first, I guess you can call it craft or boutique cigar. Before I was smoking a lot of the larger brands, but it was something about those smaller brands, the craft brands, that really started like getting my mind going and the juices flowing, right? Like some of the notes and the changes throughout the cigar was something I'd never experienced. So I really started watching, a lot of YouTube channels, podcasts, stuff like that, and then I took off on a cruise, headed down to the DR, and was bored, signed up for a tour, and did a tour of a cigar factory. And that's really where the bug bit me, right? I just fell in love with the whole process and the industry. And so the rest of the trip back to the United States, all I did was sit on my phone and just research how to make your own cigars, how to start your own cigar brand, and the rest was history, right? So got back to stateside, started trying to find some factories and manufacturers, stuff like that, and started working on some blends. And then March 1st, started getting all my paperwork, all my licensing together. And then April 1st, I launched, but started realizing there was a lot more that I could chew, right? For one person, I had my 9 to 5, and trying to start my own business was kind of a little hectic. So started dropping the bug into my brother's ear and kind of see if I could convince him to jump on board. And then every winter he would come down from Massachusetts and to spend Christmas and the holidays in the winter. And he left in like March, April. And he goes, "Hey man, I'm going to go home. I'm going to put my house on the market. I'm going to sell my house, pull the trigger. And as soon as I sell my house, I'll be down here to help you." And that's what happened. He left in right around the end of March, beginning of April. went home, sold his house in July. By the end of July, he was already down here, and we were rocking and rolling. Really getting the nose to the grindstone, I guess you could say. And then along came our gal Val, and I was struggling with social media, taking pictures, and so she's like, "You need some serious help, dude." So she got on and she started taking pictures, doing videos. So everything you see on social media is all her. Then from there, we were trying to figure out how we were going to be able to push our brand here locally. And my brother came over to the house one day and he was like, "Hey man, check these out," and started showing me videos of mobile cigar lounges. And I'm like, "Yeah, let's try it. We'll use it to push our brand and see where it goes." Well, at that point, we started looking into like private events, weddings, corporate parties, stuff like that, and we would hand roll cigars at these events. And in August, we bought an enclosed trailer, and then we converted it into a mobile cigar lounge. Teamed up with some of the venues here in Pensacola, and the rest is history. Next thing you know, I mean, folks are traveling 30, 40 minutes to whatever event we're at to buy our cigars. And at that point, we knew we had something special, and the rest is history. Now we're rocking and rolling, and it's been a one hell of a ride.
That's badass. That's cool. You and your brother together like that. That's, keeping it, close, in the family. That's an awesome way to do it. And it's cool that you guys are close like that to be able to do that. So I really think that's cool. So usually we start out with a palate warmer, and we kind of skipped over that because we're comparing all these with the cigar, but I'm going to go back to my palate warmer. Paul, you looked a little perplexed as to what I might be drinking, since I said that I was drinking something that I hate. It's Glenlivet. It's Glenlivet 18.
I was thinking it might be something.
God, no, it's not
right here.
Fuck no.
No,
I'm not drinking that shit. So this was terrible at first with the Glenlivet, not the cigar. The Glenlivet was terrible because it's Glenlivet. As it went on, I got green apple notes going from the whiskey to the cigar, and I got Graham going from the cigar to the whiskey. So it did improve the whiskey drastically, because this is terrible whiskey. Guys, have you guys tried it with your palate warmers at all?
Not really.
Yeah.
I've been trying.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm just getting into it, but I started with the single barrel Four Roses. This one's got big cherry notes on it, so I think it's going to go real nice with this cigar.
Yeah.
Jerry?
Start out, I got the Westward whiskey, bottled and bond. Just their normal 100 proof. Figured, I don't know. I've heard some people talk about this cigar with other podcasts, and with this one, with this whiskey, you get like a almost like a buttered pastry, bready note to it. So I figured it might go well with this one from some notes I've heard from other people. So start with that, and then I got a bunch other, whether it's finished whiskeys or rye, whatever, over there to test out while we go through it.
Right on. Well, Jerry, I know you got a list of questions over there, so I'm gonna shut up and let you ask them.
So you kind of explained how you guys started, but you guys didn't start as Haze Gray, did you? You guys started as War Dogs.
Why you got to bring up old stuff?
You kind of turned it into your core line now, so it's still kind of you still kind of use it. Can you kind of explain what happened there? Are you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So when I first started, I rolled out as War Dogs, Bourbon, and Cigars, because that was something that we wanted to do. The two go hand in hand. So we started looking at possibly coming out with Bourbon. Well, once we started really getting our feet wet with cigars, we realized cigars in itself is just an entirely different beast, right? And it's a lot of focus, a lot of work, moving parts to try to get your brand going and make sure it runs right. But we were going to keep the name War Dogs, Bourbon, and Cigars. And then we went to trademark, and within seconds, our attorney's like, "Man, you can't do War Dogs." I'm like, "Well, why not?" And he's like, well, there's a company out of Denmark that makes cigar boxes, and they're called War Dog. So we did our own research, and they're a small company. They don't do much. He's like, you can roll with it and roll the dice and hope that they don't find you guys, or you can change your name. So we went back to the drawing board. At this point, my brother was already on. Went back to the drawing board, and we're like, well, I want to keep like the military theme thing going. So why don't we change it from War Dogs Bourbon and Cigars to Haze Gray Cigars, which is a Navy term that we use just before we set sail, go over, on deployments or just out to sea for workups. We'd always mess with the younger sailors, and we'd be like, hey, get ready. We're getting Haze Gray and underway. So we decided to call it Haze Gray Cigars, but what we were afraid of was that we were already starting to pick up some steam under War Dogs. We were going to lose the followers that we had, right? So what we ended up doing was we made our cigar line, our first core line, War Dogs. And then, which our attorney's like, yeah, you can call your cigar line War Dogs. You just can't call your company War Dogs. So we kept the cigar line War Dogs and changed the name to Haze Gray. Our trademarking is wrapping up now to be finalized. And it's funny because at the beginning, a lot of people were getting confused. Like we would do events, right? We have our mobile lounge is called the War Dogs Mobile Cigar Lounge. Well, we had one event where we had to split the trailer. So we went in the morning, we had the trailer. In the morning, we had the trailer. And then in the afternoon, we came back. He took the trailer to another event, and we popped up our tent. And we had people come up and like, hey, are you guys the same company? Where's the trailer, the War Dog trailer? And we're like, oh, we're the same company. It's just, we had to be able to do a little change. But now, I mean, we're like 9 months in of the name change, and everybody knows it says Haze Gray. So no more confusion.
Yeah, I know when we were smoking the Admiral last week, Paul brought that up because the band still said says War Dog. And I kind of figured, we'll ask him next week about that whole situation. But going into that line of War Dog cigars, you guys kind of want to touch on those. We smoked the Admiral last week. You also got the Brotherhood. You want to kind of touch bases on your other cigars before we get into this new one?
Yeah. So we the first cigar that we came out with was called the Brotherhood, and it was a full body, which now we look back, hindsight 2020, we're like, man, it's kind of crazy to come out with a full body, right? And then shortly after that, we were like, okay, we had other blends in our on our little handy dandy book. So like, okay, let's roll out the medium body, and along came the Admiral. And then we're like, well, we got to kind of make sure that we have something for everybody. So then we came out with our 1982, which 1982 is our light body, our Connecticut shade, which I love that cigar. First thing in the morning with a cup of coffee, like kind of get your mind right, get your day going. But then paranoia started, on my part, kind of setting in. Like, I'm like, God, we don't, what happens if somebody wants something flavored? Or, what happens if someone doesn't like these 3 cigars? So the first year, the 6 cigars that we had, we released like bam, 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 because we were just afraid that we weren't going to be able to attract as many people as we wanted, which it didn't hurt us. But then we came out with our 1996, which that's our barber pole. And then one of the things that we're noticing a lot, and of course we hear it from time to time again, but specifically here, a lot of the young military guys and a lot of the beginner smokers are all gravitating towards the flavored cigars, right? The chocolates, the Deadwoods and the Tatianas, and so we're like, well, let's put something in our portfolio that will attract that as well. And so we came out with our backpack, which is a chocolate infused cigar, and then we came out with our sugar tip, which is the actual Haze Gray, which the Haze Gray is great because it's a sugar tip, and but but it smokes like a regular cigar, right? So you get that nice little balance throughout the whole cigar.
Nice.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the Brotherhood and the Admiral, the Patriot, and then this new one all the time. And then on your website, I've seen the 82, the 96, and then the Haze Gray one. I was wondering about those because I haven't really seen those much around. Kind of makes sense because getting and flavored or sweet cap. That's kind of a niche group of people. But yeah,
Absolutely. And there's only but maybe a couple of lounges that actually carried our flavored cigars. We don't promote them as much to the lounges. Like if they ask, we'll send them samples, or if they want to buy them, we'll let them, of course. But the flavored cigars are more here locally, something that we provide out of our mobile lounge. But I mean, I don't smoke the backpack. I'm not a big infused guy, but every so often I'll smoke the sugar tip.
Yeah. And then we can't go on without talking about the Patriot and the charities behind it. That was one of the reasons why we decided to pick that one up. I don't know, back in when we smoked that Veterans Day or time. Do you want to talk about that? And then do you guys have any thoughts about doing any other cigars with a charity backing like that one?
I would love to talk about that one. So the Patriot is something that my brother came up with. We were trying to figure out how we could give back, build a platform and give back to the veteran community, right? And so one of the things that he came up with was like, hey, let's look at possibly giving back to some type of charity that helps service dogs, because service dogs are out there in the thick of things, just like we are, right? So we have one blend left that we're going to hold off to carry off to start our second core line. And my brother's like, let's just launch it now. Let's do it now. So we did. And it's the Patriot. Great cigar, I think,
Fantastic.
in my opinion. And so we connected with two nonprofits. We're still looking on trying to find the right nonprofit that helps service dogs. But we decided we went with Operation Zero, which is nationwide, and they provide assistance for veterans with PTSD and try to really prevent and bring awareness to veteran suicide. And then we teamed up with another charity that's right around the Southeast region, which is called Operation Tackle Box. And those guys really help veterans out with getting their VA benefits, helping them with PTSD, and then they take them out to do different things that they enjoyed before they joined the military or while they were in the military, like fishing, golfing, you name it, ATV riding, and just really try to get those guys acclimated back to some type of normalcy. And so we teamed up with them, and so every cigar that we sell, we donate 15% of that sale, and then we divide it up between the two, and once a quarter we donate to those two charities.
Nice. Yeah, that Operation Tackle Box is a cool one. Our friends over at 10th Mountain Whiskey, Brian Dewar, he's with, or I think he's on the board of Base Camp 40 Hunts, where they basically do the same thing, but bring them out to different hunting, whether you want to do like elk or deer, or I think he said they went over to like Africa or something and did like big game hunts over there, which is a cool thing because it's stuff that, like you said, they enjoy before they join or even while they're in, and then they get all messed up in the head and they need to find an outlet again to kind of bring them back, and some cool things going on there. But yeah, I think we got to get into this new one because I don't know about you guys, but it's fantastic. Your Mouche de Mar. I come anywhere close.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. I just didn't want to say ear mouse like Randy did.
Yeah.
But you guys want to touch on this, the blend, because that blend is pretty crazy with what's in it. You guys want to touch on that and how this came about?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So one of the things that my brother and I talked about was where the names of the cigars came from, and now with this second core line, we went as far as with the tobacco. We want to tell our story through our cigars, right? So every name of the cigar has a special meaning. And then when get-go, him and I were talking, and we were kind of hearing that there's tobacco from different countries, and it's just not Nicaragua or the Dominican or Ecuador. And we really wanted to like take a deep dive into where we can get tobacco from other countries. And then along came Ish, right, from BAM Cigars, and we built a special relationship with Ish and friendship, and we went down to TPA for one of the events, and we sat down with them. We're like, hey, we'd love for you, we'd love to use your factory and team up with you and really get some tobacco from other countries. And this is our thoughts. And so this cigar, Irmãos is how it's pronounced. It means brothers of the sea in Portuguese. We came out, and that's going to be the name of the core line, but we came up with that because, both my brother and I were born in Portugal. We moved to the United States when we were super, super small. And Ish being from Spain, I mean, they're side by side. So it's kind of a collaboration. So, in the 14, 15, 16, 1700s, I mean, Portugal and Spain practically sailed the entire world. And so that's where that name came from. And a lot of the tobacco, we went down to Ish's house. Once Ish said, yeah, absolutely, right? I'd love to work with you guys. We sat down with them and TPA. We opened up our little notebook and we said, okay, so growing up, we used to eat this pastry, and this is what the pastry tasted like. And we're like, is this something that can be done? And he just kind of smirked and he's like no challenge. Like, yeah, of course it can work. So we finally worked out our calendars together, picked a date, and we headed down to his house in September, and it was game on. I remember we were leaving the hotel room, and I told these guys, I'm like, we're going to walk out of here with probably 2 cigars this weekend to start our core line. We ended up walking out of there with 7. We were just smoking fools, like that whole weekend. He'd roll, he'd watch our palate. And as we were expressing what we liked in the cigars, he was taking mental notes, and then he would just start tweaking the cigars that he was rolling right there in front of us. And sure enough, with this cigar is exactly what we wanted to taste like from that pastry that we ate. Right down to even like when we were little, our dad would grab that little pastry, put it in the microwave, heat it up, and then he'd sprinkle some cinnamon on the top. That's how he'd eat his. So like right when you get to the final third, at the very end, you're going to start tasting that. Some people call it cinnamon, some people call it ginger, and you get it right down to that last bit. But you're going to taste a lot of those notes that are in this cigar are from that pastry that we used to eat when we were kids.
Yeah, definitely get that that bready pastry style note throughout it. What do you guys think about it so far?
I'm really enjoying it. I'm like I said, just barely into the first third, and I think it's graham cracker. Is what I'm getting, but I am drinking a whiskey that has some cherry notes that are pulling forward too, which is going really nice with the cigar. But yeah, there's definitely a sweet breadiness type of quality to it, and I think I'm getting graham cracker right now so far, at least with this pairing. I got a couple different spirits I want to try through as I go through this one, so we'll see what I like the best. That being said, you've been smoking these now for a little while, even though they're really not out there for the public to really get their hands on, as of late. But what do you pair this with?
So I've drank Old Dominic, a bourbon from. We went up to Tennessee for TriStar Herf last summer, and they took us to the Old Dominic distillery, and we brought back a bottle. I'm like, well, let me give this a try. So the other night we sat down, we smoked it. I drank some Old Dominic, and it really amplifies the notes. I really like it's a smooth, to me, it's a smooth bourbon, and it really brought the notes out a lot more. of course, red wine. Teaming up with Ish, you got to drink red wine. So the red wine really is good to pair with and coffee, of course. But then one of the other two things I've drank with was I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called it's a bourbon out of Alabama called Detling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Detling goes really good with the cigar. And then I had some rum that I had from the Dominican that I brought back with me. So it pairs quite a bit with this cigar.
Yeah.
Or this cigar.
I started with the bourbon, but I'm getting the sweet notes that kind of go nice. I'm kind of interested. I'm going to get into a rye and to a rum with this as I smoke it, because I think just what I'm getting off the first couple minutes of smoking this cigar, I think it'll pair nicely with that spice of a rye, and then I think big sweet. I got a high proof big sweet rum right here next to me that I'm going to try with it too, and I'm looking forward to that a little bit, even more than this bourbon, which I really enjoyed, but I think it's going to pair nicely with a couple of different spirits as well. So
yeah, I think this might be my next one. It's Resurgent Dry from ASW in Atlanta. This is a finished in port wine. So kind of wanted to see how a ride went with it. And then you said, well, I knew Ish, all he really does is drink red wine. So I figured, why not try it with some a wine finish? So that one might be up on deck next. And then I got a which one is it? A port finish rum, and then I got a some other stuff over that. I don't know. I just brought a bunch of stuff out here just to kind of see what would go with. I'm just going to start pouring and seeing what goes. What about up there, Adam? How's that scotch going?
Oh, it's gone. It's gone. I washed my glass out, washed my mouth out, gargled a little bit, and drank a whole glass of bourbon to get that fucking taste out of my mouth. It's awful. The bourbon I went with is the Old Forester 117 series. It's the 1910 extra old, so it's 1910 plus 2 years. And this little whiskey by itself is fucking incredible. This cigar, I started the cigar before I started drinking anything and immediately loved it. And that hasn't changed. I'm into my second, third now. Some of those woodier notes are coming out for me. And then a little bit of some leather for sure, which is playing well with this cigar or with this whiskey, because anybody that's ever drank Old Forester knows that they're famous for their cherry notes. That's something that Paul and I, talk about pretty often. We're both big fans of Old Forester. The only thing they make that I don't like is their pre-bottled mint julep. Everything else is incredible. It gave me, it was like I was chewing on a chocolate covered cherry. There was none of that creamy shit. I don't know what the hell that white creamy madness that they put in there is. I don't want that. Just give me the cherry with the chocolate. I'm good. That's what I get out of this with the cigar and the bourbon. I've moved on. I haven't tried them together yet to the James Pepper 1776 is a barrel proof rye. It's 114.2 proof, made right here in Lexington, Kentucky, sort of.
I was going to say, is that their distillate or is that MGP?
No. They don't release the barrel strength rye anymore. Just the bourbon. This is I've had this bottle for 6 years, something like that. I've got another one upstairs. I'm glad that I grabbed it before they stopped producing it. But this was distilled in Indiana at MGP. There in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. So it is at 95.5 rye recipe that MGP is known for, and I'm willing to bet at 114 proof that as good as this is, I don't know how long it was aged or anything like that, but I'm willing to bet these two are going to go really well together, so I'm looking forward to this.
So with all these tobaccos from different areas, did you guys have any issues getting any, or do you see any issues in the future since this is going to be a staple, correct? This is going to be in your lineup. Do you guys see any issues with getting those tobaccos in the future? Or
it's funny you ask, because that was like one of the first questions that we asked Ish was like, because this cigar here's got Brazilian Arapiraca as far as the wrapper goes, right? And that's readily available. But then the rest of them, like the binders from Portugal, from an island off the coast of Portugal. And then we have Canary Islands from Spain. And we have Zimbabwe, right, from Africa. And then there's some Esteli in there in the filler as well. And so the other blends that we put together also has a lot of rare tobacco. And it's kind of like, that was the first question we asked him, like, hey, look, I mean, if we're going to make this our core line ish, like how readily available is this tobacco? And he turned around and he said, rest assured, I have enough tobacco to carry this over or to carry this line for 10 years. Right. And so I'm like, okay, well, I started doing the math in my head. Well, 10 plus blah, blah, blah will make me X amount of years old. I'll probably be dead by then. Sure. Roll with it. Like, it's just kind of, let's do it. And, but that was definitely something that we wanted to make sure that we were going to have enough of, to be able to carry on.
Yeah, that was one of the questions I wanted to make sure I asked, because I don't know if I may have seen it or smoked one. I just never paid attention, but Zimbabwe, I don't know if I've ever smoked a cigar with that in it. Trying to think, Portugal, I'm sure I have. But the other ones I've had something similar. But yeah, that was the question. It was just, but if Ish says it, then you got to go with him. He's a mad genius or down south, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And
the thing with Ish too, like, I've never had Zimbabwe, and I'll tell you that right off the rip. I've never had a cigar with Zimbabwe in it. Portugal is one that Ish was telling us that he wasn't aware of anybody ever using Portugal. And we did our own little research and nothing really came up. So that's what we were shooting for. Like, we wanted to think outside the box, be innovative, and use tobacco from countries that you would never in a million years realize, oh my God, these guys have tobacco. I mean, like, for example, one of Ish's cigars, he's got tobacco from Croatia. Like, who in the hell would ever know that Croatia is growing tobacco, right? And so that's that. And we knew what our end goal was. And once we met Ish, we're like, okay, he can take us to that end goal. And like I said before, it was a no-brainer, you know. And like, it was funny because the other night we were going to bed and I'm watching YouTube, and it was like the top 50 things you didn't know about Massachusetts. So I just turned it on, started watching it. And one of the things we grew up in Massachusetts, and I never knew that Massachusetts grew tobacco. Now it's in the western part of Massachusetts, right? But we lived on the coast. But it was just like something like, so I text messaged Ish, and I was like, how come I'm only now finding out that that Massachusetts grew tobacco? His response back to me was, you didn't ask. And so now it's like every time we come up with a country, or we think of a country, we immediately, hey, Ish, do they grow tobacco? Absolutely. Can you get it? Absolutely. I'm like, oh, that's what we want to hear, you know? So,
do you have any plans to release a cigar with tobacco from Mass?
Maybe.
Also, has anyone actually checked to see if Ish is a real person? Because that dude is, with what he can do with tobacco, like, was it the Ish versus AI couple? What was that, last year or whatever, where he rolled a cigar, they had AI come up with a blend, and then whatever else, and the dude is crazy with what he can do, and he could tell you what's in a cigar by just telling him, or just have him smoking a cigar. Which I don't know if you guys have ever seen anything that Ish has done, but that dude you could hand him an unlabeled band, and he'll tell you basically by the end of it what's in it, to almost to a T.
To me, he's a freak.
Yeah,
he's a machine. He's a freak in nature. Like, when it comes to tobacco, that man, like, it's just unbelievable what is up here in his head, and what he knows, and the knowledge, and I mean, you hang out with him for about 30 minutes and you walk away with your mind blown. Like, just when you think you know something about cigars or tobacco, it's like, man, I don't know shit. You know, like, Damn it, man! But it's yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, you guys have any questions or anything about this cigar?
Yeah. I heard Jerry's attempt at pronouncing this, but I don't recall anybody actually pronouncing the name of this cigar. So could one of you guys do the honor and tell me how the hell I'm supposed to pronounce this?
Yeah, no, not a problem. It's Irmãos do Mar.
Yeah, I'll never get that. I'll never get it.
Yeah. My brother and I have had conversations about it in the past, like, and just 2 days ago, we were sitting here and like we have a few names already with the blends that we have with the countries that are in it. We already have a few names that we know we want to call the cigar, right? Like one of the cigars, we're going to name it after our dad's. Our dad was in the Navy, and he went to a couple of these countries that we have coming out, and so that cigar is going to be named after his ship. But like one of the things I was telling my brother is like we got to be careful with how we're going to come out with names because Portuguese is a hard language to learn. Some people say it sounds Russian, right? So when we're coming out with these names, we're going to have to make it like as simple as possible, right? And be able to pronounce it as easy as possible. So,
okay.
Are you basically rolling the R?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I can't pronounce it because I've never been able to do that.
Yeah.
So, were you both in the Navy or was it just one of you?
Just my brother. Just me.
Okay. All right. I was just curious because I did look up the name translation. I got Brothers of the Sea, so I thought maybe you were both in the Navy. I know that'd be really on the nose, but I thought it was a possibility anyway. I'm just gonna say this cigar from Haze Gray. Whenever I tell people about it, this cigar from Haze Gray,
the new cigar.
You can tell you've got the right one when you look at the end of it, and it's got that little. Looks like a librarian's bun at the very end of it. Yeah. A little hat sitting on the end of it there. It's great. It's a great fucking cigar. The other ones that we've had were fantastic. This is by far my favorite. So, do you guys have distribution in Kentucky?
You're looking at distribution.
Okay.
We can distribute to Kentucky. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All right, cool.
While we're on that topic,
hold on a second, Gary. Hold on a second. There is a kick-ass cigar bar right down here, down the road from my house. That I'm gonna have to get some information from you, so that way we can try to put you in touch with them because it's pretty badass. They got a lot of a big ass selection. They don't have more bourbon than I do, but they got a lot of bourbon. So it's a cool spot. But Jerry, I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna wait towards the end, but where can people find some of your cigars online?
Yeah. So the Fat Boys Cigar Lounge, you can buy those online, or our cigars online, and then Wolfpack Cigar Club, you can buy them online. And then Cigar Vault Oakdale, they carry the Admiral and the Patriot, and you can buy those online. After that, and you can go on our website, hazegraycigars.com, and at the bottom there's a list of retail shops that we're located in, and you can go to those lounges, or you can just DM us personally, and we'll get it taken care of.
There you go. And as of probably lunchtime, about noon or so today, I think there were still 5-packs of this new cigar on Wolfpack. The 10-packs were sold out, but I think they still had some 5-packs available. Can you explain what's going on in the band of this cigar with the crest and everything?
Yep. So that's one my brother came up with, being that it's called Brothers of the Sea. In Spain, Ish being from Spain, us being from Portugal, both being mariners. The countries being mariners. We collaborated with them, and we did half of the Spanish flag and half of the Portuguese flag, and that's where the name came from, Brothers of the Sea. And that's basically it. We wanted a little bit of the water over there is kind of greenish, so that's where that green came from. And then gold is a great color, and it pops, and there you have it.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool band with that crest and everything on it.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I moved on to 130 proof rum. And I think that's a little too high proof. It kind of drowned my palate out a little bit with the proof. And it's a fantastic rum. It's an old line rum. Some other Navy vets, obviously, from Baltimore.
Oh yeah, we did a podcast with them.
Yeah,
They paired our Admiral with one of their whiskeys. I forgot which one it was. But it was really good. I mean, it had the same exact notes as the Admiral does. It pulled every single note through the cigar. It was amazing.
yeah. No, I really like everything they do. They're 20 minutes north of me, so I'm big fans of them. So that being said, my third pour with this one is their American Single Malt Navy Strength whiskey. So it's a single malt, and this is a fantastic pairing. I'm getting chocolate notes out of the cigar going from this whiskey to the cigar. It's a perfect pairing. This is my favorite pairing so far. So if you guys got a single malt laying around, I recommend trying that out, because this one's definitely going better than the bourbon or the rum so far, at least for me.
Yeah, this Westward went great to start out, and then once you start getting into that halfway mark, like they were saying, a little bit of spiciness comes through. So I switched over to that ASW malted rye, and with that one, I think we had it on the show. It was like a dessert pour. It was like chocolate and almost like a chocolate pastry. So it's going well with this. Give it a little bit of chocolate notes, a little bit of extra spice to it, and then kind of see what else I have around here to go with it. But yeah, so far this port finish ASW is going great with it.
So going back to a couple of your original ones that had the 1982 and the 1996, what are the significance of those years? Is that like a birth year for somebody, or?
Close. He was born in 81, but 1982 is the year that we moved to the United States. We moved to Cape Cod, Massachusetts in 1982. And then 1996 is the year I joined the Navy.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yep. So we kind of, not through our cigars, of course, like I was saying, we want to tell our story, but then our cigar boxes, we got picture inserts that go inside the boxes that kind of correlate with the name of the cigar. So like the 1982, our hometown has a lighthouse that was manned by the Coast Guard, Nobska Light. And so being that we moved into that town in 1982, we decided to use the lighthouse as the insert. And then the 1996, we're trying to change the picture up on that right now.
Very cool.
Yep.
What was I going to say? Where did you guys move? I mean, I guess your dad was stationed overseas. Where did you guys move from when you moved to the U.S.?
Portugal.
Oh, okay.
So our dad actually served in the Portuguese Navy.
Okay, that's badass.
Yep. Yeah, he was a bubblehead. He was on subs for a little bit, and then he was on destroyers. And so we moved from a small little town outside of Lisbon, and that's where we were both born, and moved straight to Massachusetts.
Okay, so that makes sense why this is in Portuguese, and why you can say it and I can't. but you don't sound like cornbread and banjos whenever you speak, and sound like this. So I come by it honest. It's a very, very cool band. It's a cool name, cool history behind it. That's awesome. Your dad I didn't know the Portuguese Navy had submarines back that far ago, but
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a military historian either. So, but that's awesome. That's really cool. So, I'm guessing you guys speak fluent Portuguese.
We do. That's one thing that our parents always did with us is we always spoke Portuguese in the home. Um, you know, again, he speaks it a little bit better than I do, because I was away from when I joined the Navy. I'd go home on vacation, but that was about it. So there's times that I'll say a few words and my parents laugh at me because they can really see that I'm struggling trying to get that word out, and even he makes fun of me sometimes. So he's a little bit better than I do.
That's very cool. I speak no other languages, but that's really awesome. So you guys can talk shit about people behind their backs, and they have no idea what you're saying.
Well, Valerie here, when she goes to dinner at the house, or him and I are on the phone, and we decide to start speaking Portuguese, she's, hey, no, knock that shit off. Well, I'm not talking about you.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. Paul, do you have anything?
No, I was gonna say you got to get those. I got a set of those earbuds that translate with the translator app from your phone. They work. They work okay. If somebody's talking too fast, they kind of skip. But yeah, you should buy a set of them and sit in the background and see if they really are talking shit about you.
Yeah. I got a buddy of mine. He goes and gets pedicures all the time, and we were talking about those. I'm like, man, that's a great idea. Go in there, and when they're talking, you just get your little earbuds in, and
yep.
But we won't allow her to do that.
That's funny.
All right. Well, Jerry, you got anything else?
Yeah. So you kind of talked about some things, but what's been like a learning curve since starting up this brand that you've kind of seen or you didn't know about when you first started it?
First thing was trademarking for sure. That was the first lesson, quick. But yeah, I mean, really, it's. We're still learning. It's funny because I say this all the time. I had a lieutenant commander in the Navy, and he pulled me aside, and we were just chit chat one day, and he's like, the day you can go home and say you didn't learn anything is the day you can retire. You need to be learning something new every day, and so that's something with the cigar industry that we are constantly learning every day, doing our research. But really, it's just like distribution and keystone pricing, all those little administrative stuff that you really need to have your ducks in a row. And then of course some of the setbacks is the whole turnaround times on bands and getting your boxes made and things of that nature. It's just really the whole turnaround times and really the tobacco, trying to figure out what tobacco pairs well with each other and what can make a really good blend and what can make a really crappy blend, right? So because that's one of the projects that we're doing right now that we want to release in the summer. We talked to Ish about, and we asked him, like, hey, if we do tobacco from this region, will it make a great cigar? And he's like, absolutely. We got to go far. We got to go deep, but into that region, but we can definitely do it. So really, to me, the biggest thing is learning the tobacco and the blends.
Now, is that something, I know you said with this one, I'm just going to go with this as the IDM. So I don't butcher the name. But you said you went with a, kind of a profile that you wanted to target with the pastries that you had when you were a kid. Is that something moving forward that you're going to try to target profiles, or are you just going to look for good tobaccos? Maybe some, you've talked about some that are kind of, I don't want to say rarer, but like maybe lesser known, trying to find some different ones that maybe aren't in a lot of mainstream cigars. Do you have a focus on going in one direction, or are you just out to make good cigars, and as the ideas come to you, you're going to roll with it?
That's exactly it. We definitely want to look at just putting out some great cigars, and picking out the tobaccos that go well to achieve that end goal. For us right now, we're set for our goal is to come out with 2 cigars a year, and we're set for the next 3 years, right? This cigar that we came out with, it was just something that, let's see if we can actually make it, right? Let's see if we can actually make a cigar taste like that pastry. It was just like, let's roll the dice and see what we can come up with, and it worked. Now, there's a lot of dishes that we love Portuguese food, but I don't think we want a cigar that tastes like codfish, right? To me, that doesn't make a good cigar, right?
I'd try it. I'd try it. I don't know if everybody's going to love it, but I'd try it.
Yeah, right, exactly. But no, like with us, it's just looking at different countries that are rare, that folks haven't used before, and let's make a great cigar out of it. That's the thing about this core line that we're super excited about, is the fact that, and I mentioned this, I believe it was on one show, we want to set that bar, but it's our own bar, right? We're not trying to set the bar for the industry, of course, but we want to set the bar to where the next cigar that comes out is better than the previous cigar. And I think the way we have everything laid out, the 6 cigars that we got coming out in this core line is going to be able to do that, because they just, that weekend that we were at Ish's house, they just kept getting better and better and better. And so we're stoked.
Very cool.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
That's kind of like what we want to do is kind of separate ourselves from your traditional cigars, where they're just that, one note consistently through the whole cigar. Like, to me, in just my opinion, there's great cigars out there, but it's just not in my palate, not my profile. To me, they're just boring, right? And I love the changing of flavors to a cigar. I love chasing them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like you guys, like drinking different, whiskeys, rye, bourbons, you're chasing that note, right? You're pulling for different notes. Where when you're smoking that traditional cigar, what are you really pulling? Maybe a couple here and there, but nothing serious. It's just more entertaining to me, right? It's just the experience of it. And that's where we want to separate ourselves on, getting these exotic tobaccos from different parts of the world that people don't smoke every day. You're always smoking your Dominican, Nicaragua, Honduran, all that, but who smokes the Zimbabwe, the Italian, etc., Russian. There's so much tobacco out there. And that's where we want to go with this next core line, and hopefully through the future is just continue with this exotic tobacco and making them different, being different.
No, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we just cut the feed. We're not on YouTube anymore. We're just friends talking. What do you guys got coming out next?
That's funny.
Well, I'm just joking. But if there is anything you can kind of hint to, you said you got, 2 a year for the next 3 years already kind of in your mind. If there is anything that you can say, if you can't, we understand. But if there is any kind of little nugget of, little, carrot at the end of the stick that we should be chasing and looking forward to, if there's anything you can talk about, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, we'll tell you. So, like, some of the countries that we have coming out in some of the cigars, there's Italian, there's Irish, there's Angola, Mozambique, Cameroon, Portugal. Of course, Portugal's in a few of the cigars.
And there's going to be some that might have a little bit of Dominican, Nicaraguan in it, just like this one had.
Yeah.
But just all different, basically all different countries.
Yep. And then we got a couple of things that we're working on now, a couple of projects. One of them is going to be, we're going to have 2 limited runs. It's going to be an annual limited run. So the first one's probably most likely going to come out this summer. And that'll be an annual release that we're going to work with Ish on. One's going to be around the holidays. And then we have another blend that we're going to roll out. One of our cut and light in March 7th. we have a blend that's going to come out, but you're only going to be able to get that blend at cut and lights or special events. So, and again, it's going to have rare tobacco. So, and it's funny because one of that one that's going to be especially for the cut and lights is one that Ish brought to us at the a boutique festival in Jacksonville, and these guys absolutely loved it, and John Aldi loved it. A couple other people that were there thought it was an amazing cigar. I just couldn't taste anything because my palate was wrecked because I was drinking like a fish. And so I couldn't taste anything, right? And so, but I'm going on what these guys said, and they're like, it's amazing. Like, well, when we told Ish, like, let's keep it, and we're going to do it as a cut and light special event cigar, and it's coming out March 7th.
That's cool. But yeah, that's one of the things I like about the smaller guys or the boutique guys or whatever you want to call the non-legacy cigar owners is you guys can mess around with these crazy tobaccos and not have to worry about making thousands of cigars for the masses. And you get some crazy blends like this, and then hoping to try some others down the a couple years down the road when you guys start releasing them. Same thing with a lot of the craft whiskeys. That's majority of my collection or selection, whatever you want to call it. A lot of craft, and they do a lot of off the wall things that a Buffalo Trace or a Maker's Mark couldn't do because they just trying to find some of these grains. It's like we had Ryan from Fire and Flask from Northern Kentucky. He works with purple corn. You get Jack Daniels or Makers or Jim Beam trying to source that much purple corn. It's just not something they can do easily, I don't think. Well, it could be. I don't know. I don't know much about purple corn other than that whiskey tastes fantastic. But
indeed,
trying all these different grains or different tobaccos is something cool to do. And there is a place and time for some of those the bigger guys. Like I might not be sitting around a bonfire at 2 a.m. after drinking all day smoking this thing, because why am I going to want to waste this thing when I can't taste nothing? But but yeah, that's one reason why we like to reach out to guys like you guys. We had Sin and Josh on from Dissident. We had Stolen Thrones on, just because they get to mess around with a bunch. Well, you guys get to mess around with a bunch of different tobaccos, and we get to sit down and smoke them and talk to you guys and learn more about them. Like I said, up until this point, no one knew anything about Zimbabwe tobacco.
All right. Yeah. Exactly right. And
didn't even know they had any over there.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's our dad found an island. I can't even pronounce it, but it used to be owned by Portugal. And our dad's like, "Do you think they got tobacco?" So my brother brought it up to Ish, and Ish is like, "Oh yeah, they got tobacco. It's all volcanic, and it makes some great tobacco." Blah blah blah. And it was like, I mean, you just never know. You never know what's out there. And with Stolen Thrones and Dissident, and I mean, those guys are. I mean, that's the thing with me. Like, there's a lot of times, and we all try other brands. I tend to take the bands off at times, because I don't know how many times people are like, "You're smoking somebody else's cigar." Yeah, man, I can't get high on my own supply. You know what I mean? We got to make money, so I take the bands off and just say, it's a test blend. But I enjoy other brands, and there's brands out there. I mean, there's a few that we talk to on a regular basis that Ish blends for, that are making some great cigars as well. So I think it's definitely going to set the tone for the industry, for sure. And I mean, Ish made a bold statement the other day that in 2026, you're going to see a lot of small brands to medium brands on that top 25 cigars of the year for 2026 because of the tobacco that they're using. And I believe it. I really do.
Yeah. There's listening to different podcasts and whatnot. There's a lot of these boutique brands coming out with some cool things here in 2026. A lot of them they couldn't talk about yet, but they kind of hinted at some of the tobaccos and whatnot that are in there. So definitely looking forward to this next year. next couple of months for some things come out and see what's out there. Because this Dissident, our buddies over at Monte de Leon, I'm going to smoke these more than I am. Nothing wrong with Drew Estates or JC Newman. Love most of their cigars, but if I'm going to smoke a cigar, like you guys were saying, I want a cigar that will change up throughout the cigar. I don't, to an extent, I don't want to be a spice bomb first, third, and then just like, I don't want to change crazy, but I want to see different changes throughout. And this one definitely did. Like you said, I'm starting to get more of that spiciness towards the end of it, which is real nice. Nice little change of pace from the nice, almost dessert like first half. Now transitioning to that more of that. I think ginger definitely does it. It's more of like in the back of the throat than that ginger does for me versus like the mouth spice that like a red pepper or a black pepper or cinnamon does. So yeah, definitely looking forward to see what you guys and other brands are coming out for this next year. Because if these last couple months has anything that to look forward to in the future, it's definitely going to be big for you guys.
Thank you.
So just a couple random, not so much on the brand of cigars. Do you guys prefer V-cut, straight cut, or punch, or just bite it off?
V-cut.
I'm a V-cut or a straight.
Yeah, I'm V-cut, straight. I was digging hole punch for a little while
until Ish got a hold of you.
Along. And then every so often, like especially at the TPA event, I'd be doing like a hole punch or a punch, and I would like look over my shoulder to see where he was at before I did it. You know, I was like that little kid in school doing something naughty that you're not supposed to get caught. So I totally got away, went away from it and joined the train with these guys.
A torch or soft flame?
Torch.
Both.
So I was always torch up until I forgot who I was listening to, and they said something about soft flame. So I recently tried to do that, just kind of see how it goes, and kind of liking soft flame a little bit more. Torch is a little bit easier, a little bit kind of more of a even burn to start out, but with the soft flame, I've found out that it's less likely to burn or torch the front of the cigar. But yeah, I'm the same way. I'll do it either way. Whatever one I grab out of the box. Favorite smoking setting? Lounge, outdoors, by a fire, in the garage. What do you guys prefer?
Outdoors in the lounge. Like, we smoke outside a lot.
Yeah, outdoors or in a lounge for sure.
Yeah,
more outdoors.
I love a fire.
Fire's always a good one.
Yeah,
one of these days I'll set up out back there, have the fire going, and I'll set up there. But actually, today would have been a good day to do that. But one day you'll have a backdrop of that fire. Favorite pairing to go with a cigar, whether it's alcohol or non-alcoholic.
I like coffee.
Yeah, I'm more of a coffee, maybe a wine, but mostly a coffee.
A red wine.
When you go with coffee, is it just black, or are you putting any like creamer or anything else in there?
I use half and half. I really love the have you guys had the Drifting Drams, the cigar blend?
Not yet.
It goes amazing with this cigar. I had it last night. So good.
Yeah. Their coffee, the Drifting Drams. If you're a coffee guy, definitely check them out, man. Their coffee is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, they've been on my short list of coffees to try. I've seen them around. A lot of people talking about them. Do you guys remember your first cigar that you smoked, or what the first cigar you remember smoking?
Yeah, mine was a Perdomo. I can't remember what it was, but I knew it was a Perdomo simply because he was a Navy guy. But I can't remember which one it was.
I know I smoked a dog rocket at one of my best friend's weddings. I don't know what it was, but it was an Espinosa that I smoked for my first cigar ever.
Mine was the mint Java. I used to smoke those all the time. I was only a flavored infused cigar person until I met these two. They made me graduate real fast.
And my first one was the acid Cuba. So I was right there with you. It was because in college it was a lot of we had a lot of well, not a lot. We had a couple hookah lounges around, and that was one of the things after exams or whatever. We'd go out there and meet up at the hookah lounge. So there's a lot of that flavored stuff. And then Buddy introduced me to the Cuba, and then that was however long ago. And then slowly realized that it's not that I don't like the flavored stuff, but if the cigar is blended well, you don't need that flavored stuff added to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then one last little question: your favorite cigar from your lineup?
Can we take this new one out of it?
Yeah, take this new one out of it.
In the War Dogs line.
Just the War Dogs line.
Go.
Man.
We can only pick one.
Can only pick one?
Yeah, make it harder on you guys.
Make it harder. I'll go Admiral.
I'm gonna say our 96, the barber pole. I don't like barber poles, but our barber pole is really a nice one. I love that cigar.
I'm gonna say the Patriot.
Yeah, the Patriot and Admiral. It's the only other two other than this one I've tried. I don't know about the other two guys, but it's definitely a toss-up. Not take this one out. It's definitely a toss-up between those two. Those two are fantastic.
The Brotherhood's really good too. Our full body cigar.
I got one in the humidor next to me if I decide to smoke a second one, so I might go to that one depending on how much longer I stay out here.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say I've gone through a bunch of different spirits out here, just giving little half pours. And I think that American single malt is my favorite pairing with this cigar. I wish I had. I'm looking around. I got bottles all over my feet right now, but I'm looking. I don't think I have another American single malt out here with me right now. I'd like to try it to make sure it's not just that specific one.
No.
But I think that paired the best. But the last pair that I just did was pretty fantastic too, because I'm getting into that cinnamon spicy note that you guys were talking about, because I'm getting into that final third, and that's coming through. And so I grabbed the Penelope cigar batch, which Sin and Lee from Dissident and Stolen Thrones helped pick this one. And this whiskey goes good with, a gas station cigar, I think, but it just with a premium cigar like this, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, it's cinnamon, white pepper, but there's like a cocoa note that I'm getting off the smoke too. It pairs so nicely. So, I mean, if anybody out there, you can get your hands on that bottle. I mean, I'd buy a case if you can get it, but I think I did a bourbon, I did a rye, I did a rum. The single malt I like the best so far, but I don't have coffee. I think coffee would be very nice with this one, like you were talking about. So I'm gonna have to try that with the next one I smoke.
I almost did coffee with this weather drop in here, but it's not just you, because I went with a Stranahan single barrel single malt, and fantastic. Brought a little bit of that chocolate note out, kept with that that pastry style note throughout it. Really well with both American single malts. I just poured up the Maker's 46 cask strength, because that one a little bit creamy, a little bit spicy, and starting to finish up this cigar with a lot of that spice in it. So see how that goes with it. But yeah, it's everything that I've tried today. It's gone well with it. Definitely better with those American single malts with a little bit of that bready note to it. Definitely bringing some nice notes out for that one.
Yeah, no, it's just a testament to, the blend you guys have. Like, we do this and we pair with random stuff here and there, and sometimes it just doesn't work. And like I said, I've gone through as many styles as I have in front of me of spirits, and they all work. They all are fantastic. Each one brings, or the cigar brings something different to each one, or vice versa. And so, I mean, that's when you have a premium good cigar that you're smoking, is when, because sometimes we'll have a fantastic cigar and then I'll pour something and I'll be like, oh, like this just doesn't work. And nothing, bad about the cigar or the whiskey or rum or whatever you're drinking, but this one plays nicely with everything. So, I mean, this is just a very good all around premium cigar. So, I mean, anybody listening, go out and grab yourself a 10-pack, or what do you guys sell them in? 5, 10s and boxes, or how do we get these?
Yeah, you can get 5, 10s. We do 10 count boxes, 20 count boxes as well.
Yeah, 20 counts the way to go.
Yeah, 20. We're discussing getting rid of the 20 count boxes, and just sticking with the 5, 10, and then the 10 count box. I think it'll be easier for folks that really want to try it and go from there.
Yeah, I looked the other day, and I think you guys said it was coming soon, but does Fat Boys have this new cigar up?
Yeah, they're gonna they're gonna put them up as well. Yeah.
So I knew Wolfpack had them. That's where I was originally looking at them, and then I heard you guys talk about Fat Boys the other day about it, and I just haven't looked. But yeah,
Wolfpack has these, the Admiral, the Patriot, and the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Is at Wolfpack.
Yeah, so there's definitely a spot to go grab a couple 5-packs, or I think they do 5-packs of this one. I think they do singles of the other ones. Yeah, looking at them now. So definitely get yourself a nice little variety pack there. I think I might be later tonight, because this is definitely a cigar I want to have in my humidor.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about. I mean, it's a beautiful cigar. I mean, the construction's fantastic. I mean,
yeah, that burn line.
I mean, the draw is fantastic. Tons of smoke, which is what I love. I don't, and I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever. It went out on me one time. It's just because we were chatting, and, checking football scores and looking up shit that you said on Google and stuff like that. So like a couple minutes, but had to relight once. But no, I mean, perfect burn line, fantastic looking cigar. I do straight cut and ton of smoke, great draw. I mean, it's a fantastic cigar.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's right in that realm that the three of us like, that medium. I'd say probably reaching about medium plus, but full flavored, everything you want out of a cigar. It's not going to knock you on your ass when you go to stand up, but you have all that flavor to go behind it with while you're smoking it. So, great job by you guys and Ish. This is a fantastic cigar. Definitely looking forward to see what you guys are coming out with over the next couple of years with all these crazy blends. And yeah, that's all I had to say. Just looking forward to it, because definitely be grabbing a bunch over the next year or so.
Yeah, we're gonna be buyers. Trust me. We like the with our bourbon and whiskey pours and stuff, we like to find the weird shit. And not saying your stuff is weird shit, but just like the different blends and things like that you're going.
The blend of this one is definitely some weird shit.
Yeah, no, that's I gravitate towards that stuff. So we've had some weird whiskeys on the show made out of had some Tamworth stuff on here that's some weird shit, and that's the kind of stuff we look forward to and look forward to trying.
Do we?
What's that?
Do we?
Well, two of us do.
Yeah, I like it. I like trying some weird shit. Like we've had whiskey made from what is that? The castorum, which is the flavoring agent that's extracted from beaver anal glands that has a vanilla. That has it's a vanilla flavoring that you've had before. You can roll
Anything
your
that
eyes.
says artificial vanilla flavoring comes from a beaver's asshole.
Yeah, if you've had a Tootsie Roll, you've had beaver butt juice.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we've had that. We got some ones that are what's the other one? Turkey.
Yeah, the turkey.
Crab,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
Maine crab, like from Maine whiskey. We've had some weird shit. Tamworth is a fun distillery that does some weird shit. So we like finding that kind of stuff because it's usually hit or miss. This is definitely a hit. I like what you guys are doing, so we're fans.
So you guys,
Yeah.
you just messed me up for life, right?
Right?
Now we come up with beaver, I'm gonna be like, I wonder how its ass tastes.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing: who's the first person who decided that let's try this?
Yeah.
That's a $1 million
yeah.
question right there.
Right?
Let me go over there and just squeeze on that beaver's ass real quick. Let me see what I can get out of it.
Yeah, let me
That's
show
what
you something here real quick. This'll really fuck up your day.
It's not
There you go.
somebody's
Castorium, a yellowish musky secretion from beaver castor sacs located near the anus, used by beavers to mark territory and waterproof fur, and historically used in perfumes and as a vanilla-like flavoring in foods. So you're welcome.
Wow.
Damn.
You know it was some backwoods Canadian. Just it basically
Yeah.
put Adam in Canada. Just some backwoods dude just frying up a beaver to eat for dinner, and he sees these sacks filled with this pus or whatever the hell it was, and he's like, I'm gonna try that.
That's
Someone-
That'd be my distantly related, retarded cousin, because I'm not looking at a beaner's asshole and going, I want some of that.
I want some of that, right?
I just the first person that I always think about that, like where I'm in Maryland and we eat crabs. I mean, crabs are like my favorite food, like
Oh yeah.
steamed blue crabs. But who's the first fucker that pulled a fucking water spider out of the goddamn bay and was like, I wonder what this tastes like? Because it's fucking weird looking. Like you wouldn't think you want to eat that. Like there's a little bunny hopping by. You're like, okay, I've had deer, I've had bison, whatever. That probably tastes good. But somebody went into the water and pulled a fucking spider out of the goddamn puddle and was like, let me cook this and try to eat it.
Well,
Like
that's fucking oysters and mussels. Who thought to crack open a fucking rock and find meat in that son of a
and
bitch?
drink the slime out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Whoever,
Yeah.
whoever it was did a good job because all that shit's fantastic.
Yeah.
Cheers to the first weirdo that tried some weird shit because we're
I
here
don't
for
know.
him.
I had lobster for the first time when I was in Maine. I told you guys about going up there.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the lobster. Crab I can do. I'm not. I don't get the allure of lobster. It's watery, tasteless meat. There was nothing tasty about it. So that's what was Jim Gaffigan called them sea bugs. It's the cockroach of the sea. It's fucking, who thought that would be a good idea? That son of a bitch looks less appealing than the crabs do with all their.
You guys are in Massachusetts. You're getting farther north than I am. Lobster's like a thing up there, right?
Oh yeah.
Because down here in Maryland, like we get the crabs and lobster. I'm here for it, but you almost have to float it in a pool of butter for it to taste like anything in my mind. Like crab meat actually has a taste. Like lobster, like you have to like literally float it in a bucket of butter for it to taste like anything. At least in my palate, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a reason why they come out with crab boil seasoning. You dump the whole damn box and a half in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go up north up the coast, and Adam, those are some fighting words you just said.
I'll fight everybody. I don't give a fuck. I don't care at all.
Either up there or you go down to the Keys. Lobster
fight
in the
them
Keys
too.
is huge too.
I'll fight them motherfuckers too. I went to a Louisville football game a couple weeks ago and damn near got into a fight with the whole stadium. I don't give a shit. I'll fight them all. But I can't do it. What was real fucked up is we went to this. It was in I can't remember what the name of the town was. It was in Maine. Anyway, we went to this well-known restaurant that was there. And my wife and I, neither one of us were real sure if we were going to like the lobster, so we got the lobster dinner and just split it. And that was $50-something for that fucking thing. The next day, we went down to Portland, Maine. We hopped on a boat and we went on a lobster cruise where you go out and you catch these motherfuckers and you can buy them from the boat. $10. $10 for the sea bug that I paid $50 for the night before. I was fuck that. I was like, I don't want your lobster. I hope you fall overboard. Fuck you and everybody that looks like you. $10. I'm not doing it.
You paid the restaurant to put in boiling water for 5 minutes.
That's exactly what it was. The thing was,
$40.
there's a restaurant on the dock where those guys, put up their boat, and for an additional $20, they'll throw that motherfucker in a pot of boiling water for you and bring you out all the extra shit too. So that's included in the meal. But they cook the lobster that you've already kind of caught yourself and paid $10 for, and then they, 20 extra dollars. So you get $20. It's a $20 difference. Still not worth it to me. But it was pretty cool. Got to see a Civil War fort. Got to see there's a lighthouse that was commissioned by George Washington, which was fantastic because that thing is, they keep it nice, obviously, but it was white and pristine and nice looking. And then right across the bay was one that was built in the 60s, and this son of a bitch looked like it was built in 1340. It was just falling down. It looked awful. And the one that George Washington built still looks fantastic. It's really, really nice right there. But still, $10 versus $50. That's highway robbery. That's absolute.
Yeah.
If we're talking about inland, in Kentucky, $50-$60 for a lobster dinner, I get it. Some bitch had to be loaded onto a truck and taken, however many states away and whatever,
right.
Diesel fuel costs and all this shit. $50 in Maine for that fucking lobster? Are you kidding me? You're kidding. No, they weren't. So
Yep. No.
I got no love for the sea creatures and the sea monsters and all that. Fuck them all. They can stay in the sea.
When I first got stationed down here in Pensacola, we went to a restaurant and there was an appetizer. It was lobster dip. And I was like, I haven't had lobster in a while. I'm like, I'll do a lobster dip. And I was with me and a bunch of some of my Navy buddies. Well, they brought me the dip and I had the chip and I was eating it. And I'm like, I haven't seen lobster yet. And then next thing you know, I see this itty bitty little tail. And it looked like a lobster tail. So I called the waiter over. I'm like, hey, man, this isn't lobster dip. He's like, yeah, it is. I said, no, it isn't. And it was back and forth. Finally, I scooped it out. I'm like, what's that? He goes, that's lobster. I said, I know lobster. He's like, oh, you know lobster. Just like that. And I turned around, reached in my wallet, took out my driver's license. Still had a Massachusetts driver's license. I showed him my license. His face just dropped. He goes, okay, it's not lobster, it's crawfish. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, that's mud lobster right there.
Yeah.
Now, I could eat a whole trash can lid of mud lobster down south.
Oh yeah.
But don't try to sell me it as lobster. But I will pay you good money if you bring me out a metal trash can full of steamed crawfish, and I will sit there for 6 hours and drink fucking beer and eat crawfish. But don't try to sell it as a lobster because it is not a baby lobster.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Well, the Patriots won.
Yes, they did.
Yep. Here we
Fucking
go.
Great day.
Super Bowl champions.
Ugh, God.
I don't think there's anybody left to beat them, and I don't know. Are you guys where you guys lean on NFL? We're right in the playoffs when we're having this conversation. I see we got a Patriots hat and a Bears hat.
Yeah. So if the Patriots and the Bears go to the Super Bowl, there's a good possibility that Haze Gray is going to be closed for about a month because we will not be able to communicate or do anything together.
It's
Yeah, that or she's going to have to run it on her own.
Sam Darnold has a say in that conversation, but other than that, I think that's probably an odds-on favorite to have you guys there in the Super Bowl, which I'd love to see. But I don't know. Seattle looked fucking fierce.
Yeah.
They're going to be tough.
I don't think that can't all hinge on George Kittle. There's no way they can say that having George Kittle out was the reason they fucking lost that game. So with that being said, I don't think the 49, I don't know what the hell they sent out there, but those weren't football players because they got fucking destroyed. Oh my, I don't remember the last time I saw NFL score run up that high like that. It's just, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to get to 49 is what they were trying to do, I think. Because that's what I would have done if I was the coach.
Absolutely.
But I thought that's what the score was. Wasn't it 49-6?
I think it was
it was 40.
48 or 49. I think that was the goal, is why they ran it up. But no, I mean, no offense to the Patriots, because I think they were probably my odds on favorite moving into the playoffs. I'm a Panthers fan, so we eked in with a high school quarterback, but we got knocked out in the first round. But
you limped in because of the Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons limped us in, but that just means that the Panthers are probably going to give Bryce Young another contract, which just sets me back about 4 years. But I think after the Bears win, I think the NFC Championship game is probably going to be better than the Super Bowl, to be honest. I think that's just going to be just a hell of a game next week. But yeah, no, as a small time betting man, I think it's going to be Bears and Patriots. So good for both of you guys. But yeah, Super Bowl, you guys might be
I guess
going to blows.
Yeah. We'll be at Fat Boy Cigars doing a cut light too. Super Bowl weekend.
Oh, so you just be cussing each other every time there's a turnover.
Separate sides of the room.
There's a good possibility one of us may be coming home early, and the other one's gonna have to do the cut light.
You're gonna get chirped right out of that room. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, when we do our Super Bowl prediction episode that we do every year, I think if it comes down to Patriots and Bears, I think we know which cigar we're smoking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
We usually the week before we'll kind of get I think last year we did bottles from the quarterback
hometowns.
And the year before was the quarterbacks colleges or something like that. Just kind of have fun with it, see which one tastes better, and that's our prediction to win the Super Bowl. Obviously,
we've been wrong every time.
Yeah, well, the last 2 years it's been going against the Kansas City,
and everybody roots against Kansas City, so you can't fault us for that.
I think we did that on purpose, but this year I think we might be able to pull some better stuff and not say screw KC. But none of us have a dog in the fight anymore, thanks to the Falcons letting Panthers in and kicking the Bucks out with his 3-way fucking 5-15 records or whatever the hell we had.
Well, and thanks to the refs. Let's not forget to give the refs their thanks for fucking the Bills last night.
Well, unfortunately, if we go for hometown spirits, New England, I think you're going to win because Chicago. That's what you're.
God, Jesus. Now, hey, I've got some Jeffson's bourbon store picks upstairs that I definitely need to send out to you guys. I've got 2, and they're fucking incredible. And it makes you wonder just how somebody with that bad of a palate can create something that great. But if you guys have, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Malort commercial. But you should definitely look it up. It's the funniest fucking thing. They know it's bad. They know that shit is gross.
Have you guys ever had Malort?
No.
Oh God. All right. Well, you're gonna have to. You got Jerry's info. Text him your address. We're gonna have to send you.
We'll get you guys some samples.
We'll send you some Malort.
We'll send you some little bottles like this of Malort that you have to try because it's the worst liquid that you have ever put in your mouth.
We warned you. But I say that because as soon as you drink it, you're never going to want to speak to any of us again.
Yeah, you're going to. But you have to try it. It's like a Chicago rite of passage. Like if you have buddies in Chicago and you go to visit, you're like, oh, let's do a shot, and they're like, yeah, let's do this, and they try to trick you into drinking this fucking swill.
And it gets
the undercarriage of a fucking lawnmower that's been sitting in a shed wet for like a year.
And it gets you because the nose on it smells pretty decent. It has
you'll be like, oh yeah, this ain't that bad. What are you talking about? And then you drink it and you're wrecked for the rest of the night. It is the most herbal,
it's awful.
It's the most herbaceous, nasty. But Google their commercial. They thrive themselves. They know this shit tastes horrible, but they continue to produce it. People continue to buy it. It is a gimmick, and God bless them for doing it because
the commercial's hilarious. The commercial is actually hilarious. But do you guys remember a movie, and there was a cartoon as well in the late 80s called The Toxic Avenger? You guys remember this?
Oh yeah.
I do.
Okay. I would imagine that this is what it would taste like if you were to suck on his mop.
Oh,
If you grab that mop and just
Yep.
suck on it and get the fluids out. That's what this is, the worst thing that's ever been.
So bad, but it's almost like you have to, now that you know what it is, you have to try it because it's a reference for the rest of your life. If anybody brings up Malort, you're gonna be like, yep, nope, thank you. I've been there, done that.
Yeah, it's like if you strain Jägermeister.
I wouldn't even talk shit about Jägermeister that bad.
not anymore.
No, it's
Bad, but not horrible.
Yeah, but you got to make Jägermeister worse is the problem. You got to you'd have to strain it through a used gym sock, like something.
So that's
something
how
truly terrible.
when I first had it with the blue collar guys, it was I said it tasted like you find a homeless man in Chicago that just like how they do over in France or whatever, how you step on the grapes to make the wine. They were stepping on like grapefruit or citrus with their socks and then walked through the city after it rained, and you took their sock and wrung it out over a glass and you drank that. That's how I described it. It has a little bit of like that citrusy grapefruit kind of note in there, and then it's just dirty water.
But what he's saying is citrusy grapefruit sounds fine. It's not fine.
No, it
it's
doesn't.
the worst
No,
rotten citrusy grapefruit you've ever seen.
Grapefruit's awful. Grapefruit's one of the worst things that's ever been fruited.
Yeah, no,
Terrible.
I think this is a date. I think we need to send you guys some Malort, and we need to jump back on like a 5-minute Instagram live, and we all need to take a shot of Malort together and pair it with one of your cigars. And let's.
How the fuck did I get drawn into doing this shit together? Together.
Because you have a bottle.
I have a bottle. It's not for me. It's for my unsuspecting friends that show up.
I think we need to take one of your fantastic cigars, and we need to all jump on an Instagram live for a couple minutes and all do a shot together and get those facial reactions of us drinking Malort, going from beautiful premium cigar to the worst thing ever put in a bottle.
So Jeremy,
This is actually not the worst.
So
The barrel aged is the worst. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So next time you guys invite us on the podcast, you know our answer. Nope, we're good.
Well, we did. So what was it? The Christmas and New Year special. We drank it, a little bit of it. I think it was.
Oh yeah.
And
I mixed it with eggnog.
Yeah.
It doesn't work better with eggnog. It just makes it stick around on your palate longer.
Oh,
It's really bad.
It was one of those episodes. Adam had to jump after we recorded, and me and Paul kind of stuck around. And we kind of joked that when we had guests on, we were going to send them an unlabeled sample, and at the end of it, we were all going to take the shot, and we were going to send samples of Malort out to all of our guests, which at first you guys would have no idea, and you guys would take the shot, and then you would never talk to us again. But it would make for great content.
Well, now you know. So when the Bears win, we're gonna have to send you guys out some Chicago Malort, and we're gonna have to jump back on, and we're doing this.
Or when they lose. I mean, that's more of a losing situation type drink, right there.
No, it's a celebration, man.
Yeah.
It's a celebration. It's like a champagne. It's the champagne of Chicago.
It's a celebration of a trip to hell. That's what it's awful. It's so bad.
you guys shouldn't have said anything, because now you're gonna be like, did you get? Nah, I don't know what happened to the package. We never got it.
So now we're holding you to it because now you know. So now you're cowards if you don't.
Right.
We'll throw like 3 or 4 different samples in there for each of you.
We'll give you something good too. We'll give you something good to wash it out.
Deal.
No, that'll be a fun one. Yeah, the facial expressions are legendary. I've got a lot of family and friends with taking a shot of Malort with me, and if you go back on our page, we had some good. I've had it 100 times, and it's still
Each time.
You don't get used to it. It's new every time.
And they're making money off of this thing. Huh?
They are making hand over fist money. Like I said, Google, they're advertising. They just lean into it of how bad it is, but they make money hand over fist producing it. Like, good for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That American dream.
And it works because it's what, like a $25 bottle?
Oh yeah,
So-
$25 bottle of just warm piss, and it is they're selling it all day long.
You know what? It sounds like
it's in every bar in Chicago. It's in every dive bar around the country as a joke. It's in a lot of our households as a joke. I mean, people buy it. I've bought several bottles. It's good for them. If only I could have a fucking business idea like that, where you take something crappy that probably costs $1 to make and sell it for $25 to $30 a bottle, promote it as crappy, and people still buy it. Like, what a fucking world. What a business plan.
the only thing I think I got left to say is beaver ass sounds better and better as you guys are talking.
Oh, well,
it wasn't that bad.
That stuff's not that bad. It's really
It's just-
not, 'cause it's like vanilla.
It's just the thought of what it is bad.
You got to get past in your brain what you're drinking there. It tastes good, but in your brain, you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? This stuff is just bad. Like,
Or something else. Something else.
but now we have a new challenge. Beaver butt juice 50-50 with Malort. We're going to have to do it on the podcast.
Something else that just came up. What is it called? Floki out of Finland, I think it is. Mm-hmm. They have a smoked whiskey, and they smoke it.
Right?
Huh?
The smoked herring whiskey? Is that what you're talking about?
It's whiskey that instead of using like peat or whatever to smoke, they smoke sheep dung. So you're drinking sheep poop, smoked whiskey.
Damn. Nah.
And from what I heard, it's the same thing as like that beaver butt juice. Like it tastes okay. Like it's not good from what I've heard, but it's decent. But you just got to get past that. The steam that came up from the ground to hit these grains were basically lit on fire sheep poop.
Yeah.
Again, who's the weirdo that started that, right?
Yeah. Who's like, oh yeah, we don't have any peat, so instead of just making
We
this
got a bunch of
delicious
sheep.
whiskey without smoking it, let's just smoke some dried out shit over this. Like, why don't you just leave it without smoking it? How about that?
Right? Exactly. Just drink it
Because
as
Because people like us will buy it just to try it.
if. Yeah.
We said we like the weird, we got to try the weird. It reminds me of you guys know Bear Grylls, that fucking crazy ass motherfucker who goes out in the wilderness and just crawls into like carcasses to stay warm and shit. He's like the survivalist.
Yeah.
I remember it's burned in my brain the one episode where he took his sock off, grabbed fresh elephant dung, put it in his sock, and squeezed the liquid out to hydrate himself.
Oh,
No.
God.
And I'm just like, you'd find me all shriveled up laying on the Sahara dead, because there's no chance, survival or not, that I'm doing that. I will just dehydrate and die before I squeeze liquid out of fresh elephant dung through my fucking sweaty sock. That's not a survival technique. That's a torture mechanism for some military to use or something.
Yeah. I would look like a California raisin by the time you guys got to me.
Yep. And both my socks will still be on my feet.
Yep. Damn.
But hey, let's smoke some dung over some whiskey and let's try it.
So, real quick, I was digging this out and now I found it. This is the face of someone who's just tried Malort for the first time.
Oh, who's it going to be? I'm interested.
What the fuck did I just try?
Yeah. That's questioning everything in life to get them to that point. Like, are these really my friends? Like, where am I? What did I just drink? Should I leave? Should I stay? Should I get an explanation of what I just drank, or should I just get up and leave? Like,
Is
what am I doing?
it supposed to taste this bad?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you already showed the picture didn't pop up.
Hmm?
The picture didn't pop up. It still had the.
Oh, it didn't pop up for you?
No, it didn't pop up for us.
Just a second. Let me dig it back out real quick. I know exactly where it was.
It was describing the beaver butt again.
Oh. Let's see here.
And I'm sorry now that we've built this up to be a thing, but you guys are in now.
Yeah, we're committed.
You're obligated at this point. Like, I'll lose all respect for you if you don't join us and do this. I'll never buy another of your cigars unless you drink Malort with me.
There's a bunch of chicken shits that didn't try it.
There we go. You guys got it now?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my God. Like he froze.
He's just got that stare.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yes.
His brain is working so hard to fight the disgust, but also question everything. Like, where am I? What am I doing? Is this my friend who just gave me this? Like, do I really know this person?
Yeah, all he could say was, "Oh," you know. And that, I mean, it didn't help any that we were watching UK lose that particular game that we were watching together. But the Malort just made his experience that much worse, and I was glad I could do that for him. So,
poor guy.
Look forward to it. It's coming.
Well, at least you've been warned. You can go hesitant, but we're doing this thing.
Yeah, we'll have a chaser or something.
Oh yeah, you want to have like food, like liquid doesn't wash it out. You need to have like, you know, some bread or a cookie or something nearby to cleanse that palate.
A biscuit and a banana.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't tried it. Well, on the show, we haven't tried it with a cigar.
I don't think we have, because I can't bring myself to. All I want to do is like wash it out of my palate. I don't think it's going right to a cigar. But yeah,
I'm not jumping on that grenade. That ain't happening.
Oh,
Y'all go ahead. I won't smoke, or I just won't drink it that day. I'm not. I'll drink it with them. You know, just as a courtesy. I'm not going to drink very much of it either. I'm going to drink a couple drops. That's going to be it. But
don't be like Paul, who put a whole fucking glass because he didn't realize it.
That pro tip: when we do send you samples, or if anyone ever tries to give it to you, put it in the shot glass so you only get a little bit. Because I made the mistake of pouring it into my Glencairn, and you can't really gauge how much you're pouring, and I poured like 1.5 ounces, and I'm like, what the? Yeah, that's a big shot,
Man. Yeah.
but it's a fun one. It's a fun one. Sorry, I got us way off topic, but
No, you're good.
it's a fun one. So.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I'm getting to the end of this cigar, and I mean, you're right. I'm getting cinnamon. I'm getting, I mean, a ton of spice notes that are coming through. It's like I said it before, but it's like white pepper and cinnamon, which is fantastic. And there's still that bready pastry note to it. I haven't drank anything. I just finished my glass. We've been talking about fucking Malort, so I haven't poured anything else yet. And it's fantastic. It's a great job. I love these, and can't wait till other people start trying these and posting reviews and stuff online so we can track what everybody else gets from them. But I'm sure everybody's going to love these.
Yeah, we've actually gotten some really good reviews here lately. Some of the folks that have already been getting them and smoking them, and they've been DMing us and giving us some really good feedback. So we're excited.
Yeah, that spice started kicking up for me in that second half, and then definitely that final third, that spice kicked in, and it's in a good way. Like I said, it was like in the throat versus like in the mouth itself. So you were still getting all those sweet bready pastry notes in the mouth, but then that spice was sitting in my throat. It was fantastic.
The retro too. It's you get enough of that peppery feeling, but it's nothing to make your eyes water or clean out your sinuses or anything, right? It's just the right amount.
Yeah, the retro was great. Little pepper or spice. I keep saying pepper, but it's like a nice little spice, but you still get all that sweet like pastry style notes in there as well. Smoked it down to, I don't know, under an inch before I started burning my hands because my poker's sitting over there, and I'm kind of locked. I got my heater right here, so I'm kind of locked in. It's starting to drop to 40 degrees out here. I know most people that's nothing, but when it was 85 here yesterday, and now we're in the 40s, it's a little bit of a swing. So my heater's nice here. I'm nice and warm right now. But if I had the poker, I'd probably smoke that till the end. Yeah, fantastic smoke there. As well as the Admiral we had last week and the Patriot we had a couple months ago. I'll have to get into that Brotherhood soon. But yeah, I definitely see you guys making a permanent spot in one of my humidors. Multiple spots, I should say, because this one, the Patriot, the Admiral were all fantastic, and I can't see that Brotherhood being anything less either.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
So, you want to? You guys have anything to pitch out before we kind of get out of here? Anything you guys want to throw out there?
Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah, no, we have a cut and light at Slow Burn in Middlebury, Indiana this weekend, Saturday night from 6 to 10. We will part of the cut and light will be hand rolling cigars as well. And then February 7th we'll be at Fat Boys for cut and light, and it's going to be a 2-day event. The cut and light, I believe, is on Saturday, and then the rolling, we're going to roll cigars, and folks are going to be able to roll their own on Super Bowl Sunday. And then we have another cut and light February 20th down in His and Hers Cigar Lounge in Cocoa Village. And then that weekend's actually a pretty cool weekend because we got the cut and light on Friday, the 20th, and then the 21st is a boutique cigar festival in Orlando, just outside Orlando. So that should be a good time. And then March 7th, we're doing a cut and light with HDA at Sheepdog Cigar Lounge in Georgia. So be cool to see Zach and Andre out there and doing a cut and light with them. So that's really the big events that we have coming up right now, the next month and a half.
Yeah,
so come check us out.
The one down, because His and Hers is, I want to say, like 3 hours away from me.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less or more depending on the exact traffic. I'm still trying to. I think I have something that are like work or something that weekend. Because I looked at the boutique cigar festival or whatever it's called in Orlando.
Yeah.
I might make my way out to one of those, depending on my work schedule.
Cool.
But yeah, I've been eyeing those, but for some reason I don't have it in my calendar, but I feel like something with work is that weekend. But if not, might make my way down there. It's only a couple of hours. The other, what was it? Was it last month? I drove down to Ybor for the Ybor City Cigar Festival. Figured it's only a couple hours. Smoke some cigars, meet some people, and then drive back. The drive kind of sucks, but it's a fun time hanging out with people, smoke cigars, learn about some new things. But I got those two on my calendar. If I can make it, I'm definitely going to, or I should say, I'm going to definitely try to make it if I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we'd love to see it. Yeah, we actually, they opened up the Heritage Festival down there in Ybor in December, and we were able to get a booth, so we'll be down there this year. So we're looking forward to that. We're super stoked.
Nice. Yeah, I might. I'll probably make, as long as I'm not working, I'll probably make my way back down that way because that was a fun one. Nice ride. Like JC Newman was there, obviously, because they're right down the street. A couple bigger brands, but then you also had a bunch of the smaller boutique brands there, which was always cool to see because 1 minute they got nobody there, and then someone grabs one of their cigars, starts telling their buddies like this some good shit, and then you go back and they got like 40 people outside their booth, and you're like, fuck, like I wanted to get in there. So it was kind of it was a cool experience up until the rain hit, which was nice because it kind of cooled it down a little bit, but shit, it's Florida. You always got to expect rain at some point in time.
Yeah, wait 5 minutes. It'll change quick.
That's what we thought. It stayed raining. Shit, my whole ride back home, that 2.5, 3 hour ride back home was all rain. Up even when I got up here, it was a whole big band. It sucked, but it was a good time. Met some cool people. Ish was there with the band. Talked to him for a minute. Actually walked out with was it the Area 51, I think it is, and the Around the World cigars, which are both still, I'm waiting for the right time to smoke those. Like, I've heard great things about both of them, but I kind of want to find the right time that I got some time to sit down with those and actually not have to rush it or anything like that. But those two, I'm looking forward to whenever I can get to them. But yeah, those cigar festivals are awesome times because you get to meet, like I said, whether it's big brands, little brands, just get to meet everyone. It's cool to hear different stories. So yeah.
That Around the World, we smoked it for the first time in Jacksonville for the boutique cigar festival that was there, and we rented an Airbnb, and Aldi was with us and Ish, and it was just my brother and I, Ish, and Aldi on the porch smoking, talking. And Ish goes, "You guys want to smoke Around the World?" My brother and I were like, "Heck yeah!" And Aldi goes, "You guys are freaking crazy. That's a 3 hour smoke. I'm going to bed." He got up and left. And we ended up going to bed at 5 a.m, smoking that cigar. And then we ended up going to bed at 5 and got up at 8. We're like, "Oh God, we got to go do this festival now," But we enjoyed every damn bit of that cigar. It was great.
Yeah, that has like 21 different tobaccos from around the world or something like that.
17 countries in that thing.
That's insane.
That thing is fire. It's fire.
So we talked about where you could get your cigars. Where could listeners find you guys?
On of course, our website, hazegraycigars.com. On Instagram at Haze_Gray_cigars. Those Facebook is Facebook. I mean, they ding us every chance they get. Right?
We just got the restriction the other day for not doing anything.
Yeah. It's crazy. She gets aggravated all the time. Our desks are like side by side, and she's always ranting and raving about Facebook. But
you get an email saying we were restricted. I go on there. It says there's no issues with your page. There's no content that was flagged, but yeah, we're flagging you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yeah. But I guess they hit everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you
I probably said something I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Push an alert on somebody.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's enough to get flagged.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that brings us to the end of another episode of Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. I want to thank our guests for joining us today. It's been great. Our new friends from Haze Gray. Be sure to look out for these products because I've had 3 of their cigars now, and everyone's been fantastic. This one, when it's more widely available, period, is an absolutely fantastic cigar. Everything that Paul and Jerry said about it, I want to echo. I didn't give my opinion. My opinion is exactly the same, except mine didn't go out at all. It smoked from start to finish without going out. It enhanced everything that I drank, which isn't saying a lot for the Glenlivet because it's shitty, and then it is saying a lot for the Old Forester, the James Pepper, even this rabbit hole that I got into, the Velarde here that I have been meaning to send samples to Jerry and Paul for a long time and haven't. Great smoke, great products. Awesome story behind it. You guys are 3rd generation Navy, even if it's not all American Navy, it's still Navy. That's pretty fucking badass in my mind. Or wait, did you say your grandfather was in the Navy? Yeah, right?
No, our grandfather was in the Army.
Okay, well, okay, so 3rd generation military, 2nd generation Navy, still pretty damn badass in my mind. Make sure to check out all these other products. You'll just have to listen and write them down, or go back and listen and write them, whatever the hell you want to do. I'm not naming all these different products. It's just too much for me. They've got all their various socials and websites, and just use the internet. You can check out Haze Gray Cigars at Haze, Haze Gray, Gray Cigars.com. It's all one word. I also want to talk about a new charity I was made aware of today. It's a veterans charity, of course. It's called VetTix.org. That's VETTIX.org. You can go on there and donate money for various trips or games, or whatever these veterans are asking for these tickets for. There's a lot of Disneyland and Disney World vacations I saw on there. There's some NBA games, NFL games, things like that. You can donate your tickets directly. I found out because my buddy is dating a veteran, and she got tickets on there to go to a University of Tennessee game. Like, that's something that people want to go see, but they did. My buddy was happy for it, and she, I don't know if she's a Tennessee fan, I don't know. Anyway, so they went. Anyway, there's concerts, there's all kinds of stuff. You can donate money, you can donate your tickets, or if you're a veteran and there's something that you're looking for, you can sign up with that website and see if there's anything that's being offered, or create your own on there, and people can donate directly to you. They're not donating to the organization, which then divvies it out. They can donate directly to your wishes there. So I think that's pretty cool. Another one that I wanted to talk about was Cigars for Warriors, but I'm not so sure that that's even up and running anymore. When I pulled up the website, the homepage didn't load properly. I tried to reach out to them. There was a CAPTCHA there's supposed to be a CAPTCHA that didn't populate at all. So I don't know if their website's just in need of some work, or if they're still up and running. But we've got you guys here. You guys are veterans, cigar company owners, and that's just a one that I really like donating to. Hopefully they are still up and going. It's been a while since I've sent anything their way, so I have to check that out. As always, let's be on the lookout for all the veterans that are out there, and help them out in any way we can. Charities, there's tons of veterans charities out there, and all of them are worthwhile. And then let's be on the lookout for all the kids out there in the world, because the world is crazy, continues to get crazier, and we need to make sure to look out for those of us that are the most vulnerable. So until next week, enjoy your cigars and your spirits responsibly. And cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, guys.
Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes is produced by Adam Bolden, Paul Rousseau, and Jerry Ullman. Edited by Jerry Ullman. Music by Ryan Johnson. You can find all of our links on our website at bourbonbeardsandbelvederes.com and at beacons.ai/Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. As always, enjoy your bourbon and cigars responsibly. Cheers.